live stream on my channel. It's probably gonna be Friday night. Maybe. Could be Thursday night. Some freaking goddamn tool. Globetard made a video. $1,000 challenge for flat Earth is to prove that planets aren't real. So he straw man. Yeah, he straw manned what a girl replied to a comment. Someone in their comment said, "Well, if the planets are round, why isn't if the other planets are round, why isn't the Earth round?" And she said, there are no other planets." But she didn't mean it like that.
Right.
She meant it like, no, there is no other. There's no other than Earth.
Right. There's no other world.
Because afterwards, she started talking about talking about flat Earth and God created flat Earth and all the celestial bodies, and then she goes into the definition of planet and how it's a wandering star and all that. But she never said the planets aren't real. She just said that the planets aren't what they say they are. That's it. But this guy has made a $1,000 challenge for flat Earth to prove that planets aren't real, which no one ever said in the first place. So I'm gonna do a live stream in the same way Huey in not the exact same way Huey does video. I'm gonna go through the video at like 1.5 times speed, and just go through everything he says. I only watched a little couple pieces of it, but it made me so freaking pissed off. I can't let that shit slide, bro. I can't. I can't let it slide.
Not only is it a straw man, it's a stereotype fallacy.
He said flat earthers are just doing it for attention too.
Right, so that's just at home.
So yeah. So I guess we're gonna do the challenge. Like someone's gonna go do the challenge, and that's also gonna be for attention. Doesn't even make sense, bro. And then I look in the comments and I see McFrickin' commented, "Great challenge. Let's see if anybody does it." I mean, dude, like, I can't even, bro. I can't even. Look, I'm getting heated even talking about it now, bro. I'm sick of the dirtiness of this topic, man. I'm about had it. I've refrained from like trying to like take like these anti-flat earthers on and like, I've been just tried to ignore them. I'm getting to the point where I'm getting so disgusted by their behavior that I can't ignore them. It's getting to the point where I'm gonna flip the fuck out because they're so dishonest. It's just like people like McKeegan and McToon and freaking Fight the Flat Earth. When we did an event 2 days ago on the main server, we had a little McToon acolyte come in, running through McToon's talking points. McToon has convinced these guys that geodetic surveyors measure triangles greater than 180 degrees, and so many of them believe it. But it's absolutely false, dude. It's not even. Look, if I have fucking 3 lines, if I take up 3 theodolites and set up fucking triangles, and I look at theodolite, I'm in theodolite A, and I look at B and C, and from B I look at A and C, and from C I look at A and B, right? So we have 3 lines of sight forming a triangle. That's a planar freaking triangle.
Of course it is, and it's in the air.
Yeah, exactly. It's in the air. So there's no way they could measure a triangle greater than 180 degrees no matter what they do.
Exactly.
Unless they're going to say they have curved lines of sight. But they can't be curving up and down. They have to be curving like out, right? Because it has to be plumb, right? So they're tilted away from each other like freaking like sticks in a freaking orange. So their line of sight, that's vertical from their point of view, is tilted sideways from another point of view, right? And so it's like, it's not just curving. Like if I'm in one of the theodolite spots and look over at the other person, it's not just like curving in an arc, it's twisting. It's doing a screwball from my point of view.
Right.
Ugh. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm getting to the point. I'm about to flip my tits, man. Fucking just the disgusting dirtiness of these people. Or I could just ignore them and not give them press. But
We'll see if it gets more attention than that CEO's challenge to find the edge.
to find the edge,
Yeah, and he'll give the person who finds the edge his multi-billion-dollar company.
yeah, I doubt
Was
he
it
owns a
Nike or
multi-billion.
someone? I can't remember. It was some major corporation company thing. I don't know.
You know, they do these things. They have no. It's one of these things like, okay, what we accept. If you just ask them, hey, okay, here's your challenge. What are you going to accept as evidence? You're not going to be able to actually present any evidence to them because there's no form of evidence that they will accept. They'll make sure that you can never meet the challenge. So how could you prove the planets aren't real? Even if that was true, right? How could you prove it's real? That's true. Oh, you can't prove a negative. How would you
Right.
prove it's and how would you prove it's not real? Did you really look everywhere? Maybe there's a place you didn't look. And if you would have looked there, they are real. You see what I'm saying? You got to
Yeah.
survey the
Yeah.
entire sky. Every freaking like if I survey the entire sky, how many survey points do I need? Is it like one? Is it like 1 degree of zoom on the telescope, or half a degree, or do I got to do like a milliarc second and make trillions of freaking points? And like if I look there and I don't see a planet, then there's like I can have to look at all these points, and then maybe I'll say, "Hey, planets aren't real." Like you could always like play some game where whatever you come up with, it isn't good enough, and that's what these guys do. They make these challenges and go, flat earthers can't complete this challenge. No one can complete the challenge. It was constructed so it was uncompletable. Like McToon. I want the latitude. Give me the latitude and longitude coordinates using a flat Earth. And you can't use spherical geometry. Well, the latitude and longitude coordinates are spherical geometry. So the moment you convert them into latitude and longitude, you're in spherical geometry.
Right.
So basically, as soon as you give him the answer, you fail. How messed up is that? Answering the question, answering, giving the answer to the challenge causes you to lose the challenge.
Catch-22. That's interesting. An ant on a beach ball. Yeah, I had a conversation with an AI chatbot about that, and it claimed that no, as an ant you would see the curvature on a beach ball. Average size beach ball isn't large enough for an ant.
There's also some
It'd
pretty
have to
big
be
ants, man.
right. I think
Ain't
it
there like
said something
giant
like it'd have to
African
be
ants that
20.
are like 8 inches long?
Right, yeah, some big ones like that in Australia too. Probably give them a run for their money. But I mean, it'd have to be 23,000 times bigger, or the end it'd have to be 23,000 times smaller, or something like that. It said.
World's largest ant is 4 centimeters.
Oh shit, that's big. We got these jumping ones over here that I swear they can get that big, but maybe I'm wrong. They might be 2 or 3 centimeters at the most. I don't know. They're huge though, and
Sure.
they burn.
Oh, they don't even have a queen. That's weird. They're called South American giant Amazonian ants. They only have worker ants, and the ants that reproduce are like a specialized workers. So I guess they have kind of like lots of queens.
Right.
Oh man, looked up the world's smallest beach ball. It's only like mini inflatable beach ball. Oh yeah, this ant can definitely see the curve from this beach ball.
Yeah.
You're in Venice,
Venus. You know Venus?
the planet Venus, or
Yeah.
Venus, Florida.
Yeah, I live in Venus. Are we gonna discuss also, is Venus flat or not?
Venus is not terra firma,
Hmm.
meaning it's not made of solid ground. You can't go land on it. You can't live on it unless you're like a disembodied spirit.
Well, somehow I made it. Maybe
Yeah,
this is
well,
why I have a strange voice.
maybe. Or it
No,
could be
man.
like in the heliocentric nonsense. Venus is 900 degrees, so I mean, stay hydrated.
All right, I will.
I don't know what you're gonna be hydrated with because there's supposed to be no water either.
I'll
And
find out.
air is supposed to be sulfur dioxide or something. So
Mhm.
yeah, you got issues. So
That's
I
fine.
really
I'll
think they
manage.
landed something there. It was called Viking. I think it was Viking. What's Viking was the Mars one? The
Mm,
Russians, or was it the U.S.?
I
I
don't
can't
That
know.
remember. It was
Russians. Yep, was the Russians.
yeah. And they got like 4 seconds of video because everything melted. Or it was you, and you did vandalism, and you destroyed their spaceship.
Maybe.
Well, when you coming home, man?
Me?
Yeah, when you coming home from
I'm
Venus,
not
man? You can't
crazy.
stay there
I'm not
forever.
crazy. I'm not crazy to come back to Earth.
Why?
Let me here relaxing. Staying on Venus. Nobody's around me. No headache.
Oh my goodness. Maybe
Got pretty
we
good
were
internet
all.
connection on Venus.
What I think is more likely is that we were all on Venus and that everybody left to get away from you.
Oh,
That was rude.
Yeah, but it's funny. So,
Yeah. Right. Accepted.
so do you think Venus is flat?
I don't know.
Do you think Earth is flat?
I don't know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, when you watch television or see information on the internet, on a scale of 1 to 10, how truthful is it?
Hmm. Maybe 3.
10 would be most truthful, and 1 would be absolute utter bullshit.
No, some stuff could be true, but of course there might, like, some information might be misleading. So not everything is just like, reliable on the internet. So it shouldn't be like
Well, how about
discarded.
TV?
TV, I don't know. I just don't use TV since a lot of time.
How
Now
about the government? What the government says?
mm, well, it depends. Of course, they will say what is like serve them, but I don't know. They will tell people what they want them people to believe.
Exactly. We have a winner. Yeah, and so with that, we just proved the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
See how easy that was? The government tells
Yeah.
you the Earth is a spinning ball because they want you to believe that.
Hmm.
If the Earth was a spinning ball, they wouldn't even have to tell you. You would just go outside and you'd realize it was a spinning ball. which that's not the case because when you go outside, the Earth is flat.
Why?
Okay.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Why do
What
they
is?
do anything?
I mean, if it was flat, what is the problem? Like, what what's the negativity of it for them? So they want to convince us that it is rounded.
Do you want the real answer or do you want the bullshit answer?
I don't know. What's the real
Can you
answer?
actually can you handle the truth?
Yeah,
Are you
fine.
sure? Okay, because
I'm on Venus tonight.
you're not gonna like this a lot. A lot of people don't.
That's
Okay,
alright.
there's only the Earth. There's no leaving here, and that's it. Okay, and because we can't leave here, uh, and the fact that Earth is flat means that there is no materialist, naturalist, atheist explanation for the existence of human beings, Earth, reality, all those things. It means there has to be a creator of some sort that created this place.
Yeah,
It can't have happened. There can't be a flat Earth from natural processes, right?
yeah,
It can't be a Big Bang then flat Earth.
yeah.
Okay, so that means there's a creator.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is where the government comes in. Who has the highest moral authority? Who has the moral authority to tell you what's right and wrong to do in
God.
life?
God. The one who
God.
created me.
Okay, but okay, exactly. I agree with you. God is the highest moral authority. But if the Earth's a globe and it came from a Big Bang and it's completely based upon physics and materialism and totally naturalistic reasons of why people exist because of evolution and the Big Bang and all these things, and that there is no God, now who's the highest moral authority?
You mean I didn't
Yeah,
understand.
if there's no God, who is the highest moral authority?
Well, I can't even think about this
Yeah,
because
I told you you can't handle the truth, man. Okay?
no,
It's really
because having a God make more sense, you know?
I know. Listen, this is a hypothetical. If there is no God,
Okay.
who would be the highest moral authority?
You mean the government?
Yes, there you go. The government don't like God. The government doesn't want anybody to believe in God because God trumps their authority for his. But if you get
Yeah.
rid of God and you make all the people atheists and believe there is no God, then all the atheists say, "Oh, what should I do? How do I know right and wrong?" Oh, because there is no God, I ask the government. And the government
So you
tells them
believe
what's
in
right
God.
and wrong. Yeah, I believe in God. Look, this is a work in progress.
I do believe in God, but
And
maybe
yeah,
our beliefs are not the same. I don't think
I do believe, listen, I do believe in God. How can you believe in God if you think the earth is a ball?
What is the problem with that?
Okay, I'll tell you. When you go outside, does the earth look like a ball or does it look flat?
Well, based on the size of it, of course you will not feel it like a ball.
Okay, but it looks flat, right?
Well, yes, it looks flat.
Okay. Why would God create an illusion? Why would God create your reality to be an illusion? Where it's like it's not really flat, it just looks that way, but it's actually a giant ball. Why would God do that?
Because this is the mercy of it. Like, just think with me now. How many people are living in this planet? If the
It's
Earth,
not a planet, dude. It's
what
not a
is it?
planet.
What is
It's
it?
the Earth. It's unique. It's not in a category of planet. It's not
All
one of a
right,
bunch.
all right,
It's
all right,
only there's only the Earth. There's nothing else.
all right, all right. If let's say it's only the Earth, so having the Earth ball like a round, uh, this means it will fit more people, you know.
What?
And having it so much big, this will give you, it's not about like making it as an illusion. It will actually be more convenient for you to walk. Imagine walking on something rounded. Can you walk? No. So because it's very big, it's made it more comfortable for you. And being rounded, has more like capacity to have more people. And also, don't you believe in the Earth core?
No,
The Earth has core.
no.
So don't
No, I
you
don't
believe?
believe in the Earth core. No. Why would I believe in
Mm,
that?
Okay, do you
Because I
know?
saw a diagram? Because I saw the
No, no,
cartoon
no.
diagram? Is that why I should believe in it?
Do you know the Magellan, or I don't know what his name was? His trip that he traveled. When he traveled, I don't remember from where. I think before they discover America, he was trying to go to India, I think, or somewhere else.
Columbus?
Maybe Columbus, but no,
Christopher Columbus?
I think Magellan.
Oh, Magellan. Yes, Magellan. Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, that when he was like when he traveled the opposite way, people used to thought that the Earth was flat, but he traveled like the other side, and he found himself in India. So how can this be? If the Earth was flat, that would be impossible.
No,
But
no,
because it is
no,
rounded,
no. Let me listen. Can you have a circle on a flat surface?
yeah, but it's gonna be 2D.
Okay, hold on. 2D.
Yeah, circle.
Okay.
1D.
Are east and west circles?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He went east and went in a circle and ended up back in the same place. He didn't flip upside down though.
What?
He didn't flip upside down. So if the Earth is a globe, he goes in a circle and then he flips upside down. So he's upside down and then flips right side up and then ends up back where he started. He didn't do that. He just sailed in a circle. See, that's the difference between a flat Earth navigation and a globe Earth. On a globe Earth, you flip upside down, and that's your circle, right? If I travel, when I'm halfway around the Earth, I'm upside down, right? From where I started.
Mm.
And then I flip upside down again, and I'm back where I started. But I can
But
do that same circle, but I can do that same circle on a flat Earth without flipping upside down. It's the
but
same as
guys,
just
why?
drawing a circle on a sheet of paper.
Okay, but why? I mean, why are you against the idea of it being circle? Or what proves that it is
Okay,
flat? What is the proof?
dude, weren't you just listening?
Yeah, I did.
You observe the earth is flat and motionless. You observe it every day of your life. Every family member you have, everybody you've ever met has observed the same thing. Everybody they've ever met, yes, they all observed the same thing. They've never observed the earth as a globe. They've never seen it that way. That's why I asked you, why would God create this illusion that the earth just appears flat, but it's actually a giant ball? Why would God do that? That doesn't make sense. I don't think God would create an environment in which was a trick
Why do you view it as a trick?
because it isn't the way it seems. It's different than what it seems, right?
Why should it be the way it seems?
Say that again.
Why should it be the way it seems? You speaking of
Because God's
how
not a
everything was.
deceiver. Because God's not a deceiver.
Why is this a deceiving? Why are you considering this?
Because you're because
For example, I can tell you my face from the front look like this, but on the side it looks different. Is this deceiving?
no, yeah, that's a false equivalence, bro. That's totally false equivalence. Listen, a geometric form is different than the properties of your face. But it's talking just a straight geometric form. Now we look, the oceans, right? Most of the earth is covered in ocean water, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now that water appears to be flat at all scales. It's flat in your bathtub, it's flat in a pond, it's flat in a lake, and it seems flat on the ocean. And even though it seems flat, you have to believe that somehow you are not perceiving reality as it really is.
Hmm.
why would God create a reality that is not how it really is? That it's actually something else. And the only way you can see the way it really is to go to, secular heaven, which is outer space, right? That was not necessary. So you go to outer space, right? That's the only place you can see the earth as it really is, when you go to a magical place. I call it secular heaven because that's what it is. It's just like when they used to say, hey, you're going to go up to heaven. Well, there's a secular heaven for atheists. It's called a rocket ship. And they get in their rocket ship and they're going to go to their heaven, and then they're going to see the earth as it really is.
Mm.
But the religious, the believers in a creation, that's not how they get to heaven. And how they see it, see things as it really is. Things just are the way they are, right? Like, what looks flat? You ever consider this? You said, hey, it looks flat because it's actually just a ball that's so big it just looks flat. When it also looks flat, things that are flat, they look flat. And it's a simpler explanation to say it looks flat because it is flat than it looks flat because it's a giant ball. Now, this is just surface level, like, hey, man, what's going on here? Well, I never really thought about this stuff. But we can figure out which one it really is by simply measuring the surface of the earth. You can measure the earth. And you can measure the earth and demonstrate that the surface of the earth, the surface of the oceans of the world, do not curve into a ball. Because we can measure whether they are or not. Very simply.
But even the circle has a measurement and size. In mathematics, a circle can be measured.
Yeah, that's right. And they say that the earth is I'm going to use frickin' imperial, because that's what I'm familiar with. So it says the earth has a radius of 3,959 miles. Okay, that's something like 7,635 kilometers or something. Okay, that's the radius. So that being the case, that's what they say it is. We can test and measure the world to see if that's actually true. We can go, hey, okay, if the surface of the earth is curving, if I shoot a laser, how far does the laser, if it's level, and the earth is curving and the laser is going straight, then they should get farther away from each other, right? I shoot it 1 mile away, let's say that the laser's 8 inches above the water. And then 2 miles away, it'll be 32 inches above the water. And then 3 miles away, it'll be 64 inches above the water. Right? This is a formula called 8 inches per mile squared. That's how much the earth is supposed to curve. Now, as you can see, because it's exponential, it's going to start curving a lot. So in 10 miles, the curvature is supposed to be 66 feet. That's a 6-story building. So if you were at the beach and 10 miles away there was a building that was 6 stories tall, you should not see it at all. 10 miles is like, I don't know, 15 kilometers or something. 66 feet is like 23 meters. So think, in 15 kilometers, 23 meters, no see. You don't see it at all. But that's not what we actually observe when we go out and we test these things. We find that what they say Earth isn't actually out there in the world. The only way you're ever going to find a globe is if you watch a screen or look in a book. You're never going to find it out in nature. But that's how science works. So you test things in nature.
Yeah.
When we go into nature, it's just not there. And that's like, we're not here to convince you the earth is flat. A lot of people get messed up in their head. Hey, this flat earth channel, they're trying to convince us the earth is flat. No, we're not trying to do that. We can't do that. We know that's not even possible. I can't convince you the earth is flat. Only one person can convince you, yourself. The only way you can be convinced is to go out and test it yourself. There's no amount of words I can say. It's not like I have better propaganda than the government or NASA, and somehow I'm gonna do some magic and convince you the way they convinced you. I wouldn't even want to convince you the way they convinced you because they didn't offer you any evidence. I'm offering you evidence, and I'm offering you
Well,
that you can test the evidence. They're not offering you either of those things. They're
but
they're
listen,
they're
can
saying
I
we have
just
the evidence, but they're saying their evidence you can't test.
well, listen, the most actually evidence that convinced me that the Earth is circle is the Magellan trip. Well, you said
Okay,
to
I'm
me
gonna post in that. Listen, I'm gonna post in the
that
chat
instead of
Magellan's trip on a flat Earth. Okay, I'll just post the image of his route that he took.
okay, send it here. Are you gonna
Yeah, I'll
send it in the
post
chat?
in the text chat. Yeah,
Okay.
and Magellan didn't make it. He died on the trip, by the way, just to let you know. His crew made it.
What is the name?
Magellan,
Okay,
Ferdinand Magellan. So in the chat, this would
okay,
be Magellan's route on a flat Earth, approximately. This isn't a freaking. This
okay.
is just a
But
representation.
listen, I took their lesson. I don't think how exactly long time ago, but maybe over than 6 years before. But if it was, as you claim, he took it circularly, then it's gonna actually be the same time as taking it the other way, the opposite way. But when he took it like the around the circle, here there must be a time change. And this is what he discovered, because they used to go, I don't really remember like what they said. But
Look,
my problem, listen, my weakness is that I'm not really remembering exactly all the parameters of what he did.
okay,
But I remember that it was convincing.
okay. So Magellan, as far as the time change, he had no way to keep time. They hadn't invented that type of clock yet. That was actually a contest the British had. It was called the Award for Longitude or something, because time is based upon longitude as far as seagoing goes. He had no way to know how long
I,
he took or anything. All he could do
yeah,
is
I,
count
I
sunrises
understand
and
you.
sunsets.
I
But hold
understand you.
on. Well, hold on. Well, hold on.
Okay.
It's obviously going to take different times going in one direction than the other because of sea currents,
Because what?
ocean currents.
Okay. But I mean, like, for example, like, let's imagine, okay? Like, we have a white surface and we draw like 2 points on this paper. Like, for
Hmm.
example, we draw India and we draw America, okay?
Hmm.
And of course, the paper is going to be flat surface. So if we did as you guys are saying, like for example, from India, instead of going the usual way that people thought that was the only way, and then the other way that Magellan did, it will actually be like almost the same time, despite the ocean yani changes. But it's gonna actually be the same time, but the opposite directions. Do you get me? But taking it from around the Earth, this will take more time, and this is
Okay.
what
The only
happened.
way what you're saying was true is if India was on the opposite side of the freaking globe as Spain, which it isn't.
I don't know where did he go from. Was he from India? I think he was looking for something, and then he found himself in India. Is
He
that
went from
right?
Spain. Look, if you look at this map, he went from Spain, South America, through the Pacific,
Yeah.
right?
I remember that he found himself in India and he was confused. Like, how am I reaching to
W-
India when I was going to the opposite direction? You know, it's like if you're going from the west
Yeah, but
to the
directions are
east,
circles,
and then you
though.
find yourself again in the east.
I know, but your directions are circles.
So you mean
They're
it's like saying that
circles.
you
The
can
opposite
circle around
direction doesn't matter. Look, man, look. If you have a circle, it doesn't
yeah.
matter what way you walk around the circle. You can go clockwise or counterclockwise. You're gonna end up in the same place, right? He was
Okay.
confused because he was confused. Like his confusion don't
Mm,
do anything because it's just a circle. That's why it's called circumnavigation. It means navigating in a circle.
okay.
So they're navigating, right? And they're using Polaris, the North Star, as a point which they're circling around.
All right.
Okay. So that's all they're doing. They're not going over, there is no globe. They're not flipping upside down.
Mm,
There's no upside down people. Ask T-Dub. T-Dub is not upside down from us. He's in Australia.
okay. Well,
I understand that like this is heavy news, okay? And like a lot of people when they think of flat earth, they go, well, where does the sun go under the disk and then come up on the other side? No, everything is happening on the surface. There's no underneath, there's no outside, there's none of these things. Those ideas were created in 300 BC by a bunch of Greeks that were probably on a bunch of drugs. Like outer space, that was
yeah.
invented in 300 BC.
What about the stars?
What
Yani,
about
I
them?
mean, we're people. We can't see them. We can't see them. I can see the stars.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So
are they real? Are you saying that they're
you
not
see
real or
them,
what?
of course they're real.
So you mean the other planet? But sometimes,
Okay,
like
so
we see.
this is the thing. Okay, so this is the thing. You guys get confused or something over this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be nice enough about I'm gonna count to 10. Okay. Okay. We see stars, we see planets. Now there's a story about what they are, where they are, what they're doing in the place they're in. Okay. That they're
Let me ask you, why does the
okay,
moon
listen,
look
you
like?
let me finish. Are you actually
Okay.
listening? Are you actually
Okay.
listening? Okay,
Okay.
so there's a story about what they are, right? Their composition, how old they are, how they were created, all these things. We
Okay.
say planets and stars exist. Those stories about what they are, where they are, what they're doing, what they're made out of, how old they are, those stories are bullshit stories. Okay? That's what's fake. Stars and planets exist. What they say they are, that's crap. They have no way to
Mm,
actually know, and there's no way to actually verify it.
okay.
Like what? Like, listen, people have been making up stories about the stars and the planets since human beings could first look at the stars and planets, right? You know, the
Okay.
Greeks had their story, the Indians had their story, the Mayans had their story. What are the stars? What are the planets? What are the constellations? What does all this mean? And today, everybody's like, yes, we have our story, but our story is the right one. Everybody else was wrong. Do you think that is do you think that like in 1,000 years that our stories are going to be correct and then 1,000 years from now they're going to be like, yes, they figured this out 1,000 years ago? Or they're going to be saying, man, they were a bunch of dummies. They thought the stars were made of gas. They thought the planets were made of frickin' rock. They thought all this stuff. They're going to just say we're a bunch of idiots
Mm, well, all right.
because there's no way to
Well,
verify it because we can't go there. Do you understand that?
okay, yeah.
I
So
mean,
do you think,
look. Imagine you're in your house, right?
yeah,
And you've never been outside your house, and all you can do is look out the window. And you're looking out the window, and you see a city, and you see these things going by, and they got wheels, and they go by really fast, and they're shiny. And sometimes when it gets dark out, they got lights on them. Now you could make up all kinds of stories about what those things are, right? But
right,
you're never going to actually know unless you leave your house and go actually see that it's a car with wheels and an engine and light bulbs and all that stuff on it. But you could make up all sorts of stories about what those things out there beyond your window are. But you're never going to know for certain until you actually verify it. And that's what they look at the stars and the planets, and it's the same thing. They're just looking at it and making up stories.
So how can someone verify it if you can't go?
That's not my problem.
But
That's their problem. Maybe you
can't
should just
do it.
stop believing things that
The
people
problem
say.
with this, the problem with this, even flat people, or the flat Earth people, they can't go to the moon, without
I know
permission.
that.
So
No
no
one's going
one,
to the moon.
yeah, and this is why none of us can verify. Neither the
That's
flat people, the
I
flat
know
Earth.
that. I admit that. Yeah, we can't verify it. Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you, though. It's like we don't know a lot of things just as humanity. And
Yeah.
just as humanity, we don't know a lot of things, but we lie to ourselves and we say we do
Mm.
to make ourselves
So
feel better.
what do you think? You think that the Earth is flat, but what do you think the shape of it? Is it circle, flat,
I don't think it has a shape. I don't think that
random,
means
maybe?
anything. No, I don't think it's inside of something like we draw a square, right? It's inside of a piece of paper. I could
Mm.
draw a square on a piece of paper, then the paper is what's called an embedding space, and the square I drew is what's inside the embedding space, is an object
Okay.
inside it. I do not think the Earth is an object inside of some embedding space. I don't think the Earth is. I think Earth is more like the sheet of paper
All
than it
right.
is the square I drew on the sheet of paper. There's nothing outside.
Okay. Have you ever saw the moon?
In the sky, yeah,
Yeah. What it looks like?
a circle.
Why? Why is that? Is it a flat
Uh,
circle?
no, no. Okay, that's another thing you guys do. You did it before. You said other planet. Earth isn't a planet. Earth isn't the moon. Earth isn't a star. Earth isn't the sun. Earth
Right,
is
I'm not talking
unique.
about that. I
Earth
just
is
want to talk
unique.
about the Earth. I want to just talk
It
about
doesn't
the
matter.
moon.
It doesn't matter what the moon is because it has nothing to do with the Earth
How did you know?
because
I
it
didn't
doesn't
know.
share any similarities.
Well, does it should it have?
I
Is
never walked
is the
around
moon
Earth and been
similar?
like, this
Is the
looks
moon?
just like the moon.
What about the sun? What about the sun?
Same thing, dude. Same
What
thing.
does it look like?
A circle.
Is it similar to the moon? They don't
Yes.
have similarity.
Yeah, they do amongst each other, but we're not them.
And the moon
Earth
is
is
like the
what
sun.
don't look, bro. Look, like you're not understanding. Earth is unique. Do you know what that word means? Unique?
Everything is unique. The sun is unique also, and the moon is
No, I
unique.
mean absolutely unique. It shares no similarities with anything else.
Hmm.
Is there water, life, people, plants, animals, air?
Yeah, I
Nothing
know.
that's on Earth that we experience is seen in any of these celestial bodies.
Hmm.
Not
Do you
even on
guys
Venus.
do you guys think there is only one Earth?
What? Yeah, there's only one Earth. Yes.
Maybe there is another Earth, but we don't know about it.
Yeah,
But we
maybe
didn't
there's a
go
million dimensions and maybe our brains in jars and we don't have hands.
exactly.
Like,
It's, everything I'm saying is actually agreeing what you said because we have never gone out there. We don't know what is there. None of us went. So we cannot say that there is another Earth or there is no.
well,
We
I mean,
can't.
I
We
believe in
didn't
the
go there.
Holy Scriptures, so yes, I can.
You what?
I
You
I believe in the Holy Scriptures, so yes, I can. That there's only one Earth.
the Holy Scripture, is it for
The
Christianity?
Bible, dude. Yes.
Mm. Do you think that the Bible you're believing is correct?
Yes.
Is it this? Do you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
Do you believe that this Bible is the same one that Jesus had from God?
The Bible wasn't, listen, the Bible wasn't composed until like the 4th century.
So how can you make sure that this is exactly what the message that Jesus had?
Apostolic succession.
What?
There was apostolic succession, so Jesus' apostles. appointed successors.
Well, for me, since I'm
And
a
they've
Muslim,
appointed successors, and Jesus said that he is going to maintain his church. Right? So Jesus said that there's going to be a true church and that he is going to make sure that it's maintained. And that way to maintain that is apostolic succession. So it's a series of like people passing down, basically passing the torch. I'm not talking about the Catholic Church either, but I am talking about apostolic succession. There was a mechanism put in place to ensure that the church teachings maintained. The Bible didn't exist at the beginning of the church. Like 3 days after Jesus died, the Bible didn't pop out of the freaking air, right? There was other methods. It was an oral tradition initially, and then it went to some writings called lectionaries, and then that changed, and then eventually they made the canon of the Bible and put all the books together, and that was the
but you know,
Orthodox Church.
have you ever read about Islam?
Have I? Only
Yeah,
in passing.
only
Only
in
in
passing.
passing. I read. I mean, I've never read any words of the Quran.
Mm. You know, Islam, the message of Islam, it is the same message that Jesus, the true message that Jesus came with. We believe in Islam, we believe in the same God you're believing in. Our belief
I
is that
don't
there is
necessarily
another
agree with it.
only.
I don't necessarily agree with it.
You don't have to agree, but I'm telling you, as a Muslim person, I believe in only one God, which is the God that Jesus was believing in. And
Okay, is Allah a
like
deceiver?
what?
Is Allah a deceiver?
No,
Okay,
no,
then
Allah
why
is
would
not a.
he make a flat looking ball?
Why are you considering this as a deceiver from first place? This
Because
is your
it's
perspective.
not.
Your
Look, because
yeah.
it's showing that where you live isn't actually how you experience it. That it's something else.
Why? Why is this
I mean, why? I don't
deceiving?
know why you're not comprehending. Imagine you lived in the desert, right? That it looked
Yeah,
like a desert, but was actually the ocean.
it looks like a
And you
desert.
perceived it as water, but it was actually sand.
But I don't think that these two examples are the same.
I do,
So
because
is the water
flat and curved are dichotomous, right? They're not the same. They're the opposites. So either the surface is flat or it's curving, right? So we perceive it as flat, and if it's curving, that means our perception of what it actually is incorrect. Do you understand perception? That means our perception of the world is incorrect. We see the world in one way. We perceive it one way. This is before thought, right? Like we don't think about it, right? We go, oh man, that just looks flat. You don't have to draw a conclusion. You don't have to say, yeah, it is flat. You don't have to draw any conclusion. But that's how we perceive it. Just we see it with our eyes that way, right? And then to say that we see the world one way, but it's actually not that way, that's a deception. Why are we perceiving stuff not really like as it is?
okay? If we're gonna talk in the same perspective or same logic you're talking to, for example, if I looked in my hands, will you see the bacteria
Yeah.
and germs on it?
No.
No. But is this considered deceiving? God didn't let you see the
No.
bacteria. No, because this
It's
is your
not
human.
foundational though.
It is your
Where you
human.
no, it's not
It is your
foundational
human.
like where you live. Do you understand
No,
that this
no,
is
no, no.
where you live?
You're human.
Okay.
As a human, I want to say something. As a human, we have like limited, I don't know what to call it, powers or limited
Perceptions. Let's just say perceptions.
perceptions. Yes, like there's some stuff our human brain cannot deal with. For example, your human eye
I'm
cannot
sure this is
see
in the
everything.
Quran.
It's the same. I'm not really sure. Listen, I know I'm a Muslim, but I'm not a perfect Muslim, okay? I do have some sins and mistakes, but the main thing I do is my own belief. First thing first, what difference like a believer than an atheist is believing in God. I'm in this I'm in the same side with you in this.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
anyone who
But
doesn't
I'm
believe
trying
in
to,
God,
and I'm trying to help you, and you're like biting my hand right now. So it's really what I'm trying to tell you is, you ever hear this? Like, you can ask 5 questions:
yeah,
how, what, where, when, why.
okay.
The Earth is where. It's a very fundamental question. Where am I? Right? Why? God.
Okay,
When?
let me ask,
Sometime after the creation, right?
yeah,
What? Human being. So all these
yeah,
are really foundational questions: is where, what, why, when, how.
exactly.
But you're saying that the where, it's not a deception to perceive it as not the way it really is. So we see, hey, we are. It looks like this, but I'm not really on. That's not really the way it is. My where is wrong.
All right.
My where says flat
So,
Earth, but it's not that. It's something else.
so let me ask you, how
That's
can
a
a person,
deception to me.
how can we as a human being, how can we know the answers for these important questions? How can we know the answers? Who can you
We,
trust
I
as
don't.
We
valid?
measure the
Me.
Earth.
I can
How,
trust me.
who are you? Who are you? You're such an ignorant human.
Yeah, but I can read a tape
You
measure.
were what?
I can read a tape measure.
You can read?
Yeah, a tape measure. I can measure the Earth.
Okay, so you
We can
measure.
all measure the Earth to see what it is.
Okay, after
It
okay,
doesn't take an expert.
the other questions, where is the Earth? Okay, you measured it, you have the measurement. But how can you the answers about the other questions? Where is it? How can you know it? What is the most reliable source you can have answers from? For example, people
Perception of the
more
senses.
pe- scientists?
No, perceptions with the senses. That's the most reliable source. That's how we interact with the world. Our senses:
Our
hearing,
sense.
taste, touch, sight. You know, that's how we interact with the world. Without
Okay,
those
how
things, we
what
wouldn't even know the
does
world
touching
exists.
does touching the world will tell you where is the Earth?
No, there is no.
So there
There
will
is no
always
where
be
is the
questions.
Earth. There is no where is the Earth. Okay,
You
it's
We
asked me,
don't
not
know.
you asked me the
somewhere.
5 questions. You asked me the 5 questions. Where is the
Yeah,
Earth?
we're talking about you, not the Earth. We're talking about you. Where are you?
Where am I in the Earth?
Yeah, where are you? Yes, you're on the Earth. And what is the Earth? Is it flat or is it a big ball?
I don't know.
Do you think either one, that choice, whatever the answer is, do you think that there's a difference in what you should think about the world and life and
Well,
reality and
for me,
existence?
it
And
doesn't make a difference. I don't think it makes a difference for me, whether flat or circle.
yeah, but that's because you have you have faith. So it's not the people. You're not the people. The idea is aimed at that. It's aimed at to turn people into atheists.
I'm not what?
It's aimed. The aim of it is to turn people into atheists.
Hmm.
You don't seem to have that
You know,
problem, but you're
I
not
used to
everybody.
thought, I actually used to thought that atheist people believe that the Earth is flat.
There ain't no atheist flat earthers, bro. How can you have be an atheist flat earther?
So atheist people think it's circle?
A globe? Yes. The most hardcore fucking atheists. Pardon my French, man. They're all globetards. They're the ones who oppose us the most. They'll come into this chat, and because they're atheists and they think, oh, flat earth, there must be religious. I can't stand that, so I'm gonna go in there and mess with them.
Hmm. I don't know.
Anyway, I gotta use the restroom, so I don't know. Says
Okay,
who? You
okay.
want to talk to her? You're
Who?
still here?
Yeah.
Says who? He's a good dude, man. He'll lead you the right way.
So, what is your real major hang up here? Is it that somebody who you think smarter than you says it's a globe, so they're correct just because they're smarter than you in your eyes?
What? Excuse me. What did you say again?
So I've been listening to the conversation, right?
Yeah.
And I I hear you saying, who are you to make this determination, right? As if
Exactly.
somehow this is some kind of specialized field. The
Yeah.
dimensions that we're given for the earth that we live on is a very predictable, very easy detectable curve. Okay, this is not something that is so undetectable and so hard to do that a regular individual can't figure it out. Very
Mm.
simple. So even though you may look at us, coming to this server and going, oh, a bunch of crazy flat earthers that, most of them are probably just uneducated or whatever. No, we have people that work in very specialized fields with lots of technical ability and a lot of engineering ability. Very brilliant people here. You're not dealing with idiots, okay? But we've also done the math. We've also run through all of the claims about the globe and how big it is and where we should find it. It's just not there, okay? There is no globe. It's just not. It's just an idea.
No, I'm not saying, no offense to anybody. I didn't say that anyone is dumb or something.
I know.
Got me wrong. But what I
I
said
know.
is, still, as long as none of us can go into the space and see by himself, we can't. He's been telling
Yeah.
to me, you have to go outside by yourself to know the truth. And
Yeah.
since
You
we
do.
can't do this unless with the permission of the government, so we will not be able.
Yeah. I know. I think you're still trying to kind of convince yourself. You're not going to be convincing me.
No,
You
no,
must
no,
think that you
I
haven't
don't, I don't,
thought
I
about
don't,
this.
I'm
What
not,
I'm saying
I'm
is that I've had every thought that you've had. Okay, I already know what you're saying.
yeah.
You think that we all were born flat earthers? No, we all believe the globe is much or probably more than you did, and we know much more about it. Okay, we know much more about this concept, but we went ahead and looked on the Earth to see if it's curving. It's just not. It's just as you experience it. It's a very vast, flat, motionless place. That's what it is. And you don't have to go outside of the earth to look down on it and see the ball, because believe it or not, that's the only way that you've ever seen the earth as a ball. Every other time that you experience it in your real life, it's just a flat, motionless plane. It's always been that way. You don't even really think about it, I doubt, but that's what it is.
Mm, all right.
So, listen, this is a lot to bite off for anybody. I know that people come in here real curious. I'm sure when you came in, you were curious, right? But
Yeah.
we are serious. It's very serious. We have measured the Earth, and it is not curving. In fact, believe it or not, all the industries, right, the people who make the maps, all the people who navigate when they build on it, they always measure it that way. There's no curve for them to measure. They measure it flat all the time. They travel across it and navigate it flat. That's what they do. That's how this place is treated. And it's documented. And you don't have to take my word for it. We have the documents from the government. So they're treating the place as it exists, motionless and flat. But that's a lot to bite off in one conversation. So I get it. I'm sure you're like, there's no way, right? These people have got to be nuts. And I know, I get it.
Listen, it's all right. I'm really open-minded.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
really, and even the things that you're saying to me about Magellan Strip, that he was taking circles instead of going around, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
actually possible to be happening. But I
sure.
still cannot have a side, you understand? I'm not a round
That's
side,
fine.
and I can't also be a flat side.
That's fine. We're not trying to convince you. We're just trying to kind of give you the information. And part of what we're trying to do is cut through the cognitive bias that you have, that really strong belief in the globe. We're trying to just, if you say you're open minded, let's just crack that in half and just kind of separate yourself from the image that you have about what the earth is and look at it. Like, open your eyes, listen to what we're saying, look at the documents and the measurements that we take, all that stuff, and you process it. We're not trying to convert you. Some people, I think y'all should just go back to the ball. It's where you want to be. And there's a lot of people out here that just stay on the ball side. If it's way too hard to consider the earth is flat, that's fine. We could probably still get along. But in the meantime, if you can just separate yourself from all the things that you thought you knew, and just think for a second, what do I experience? Just like Indio said, the senses is the best thing that we have. I mean, we can't even read our tools without our senses. Okay, so we need our eyes, we need our faculties, the smell, the taste, all that. We need to. That's how we're supposed to experience the earth, is through the body, and the
Yeah.
body's going to help us understand. Is the earth moving? No, it doesn't. It's as solid as can be. This place ain't moving at all. It's a flat plane. It's the stars that move. You know this because when you wake up in the morning, the sun is over there. And at the end of the day, it's on the other side of the sky. And you go, most people are like, oh, the sun is setting, the sun is going down. They're describing it as it actually is. The sun is going down. That's what it appears to be doing. The earth is not moving at all. It's the sky and the stars that move in a circuit, just as described in the Quran, right? And I mean, the Quran also points to the Torah and the Injil, and as the Bible describes. If some of the Bible is true, I know most Muslims don't believe that most of the Bible is true, but all the claims that are being made in the Bible and the Quran is that the earth is a flat plane, as described by God, right? So that's what it is. The ancient cultures all knew this. They've made calendars, and they've followed the pattern of the eclipses, and they have that all documented. And that's the same pattern that we follow today. It's just a reading of the sky. It's not what you think it is. It's not a vast empty space. It just isn't.
All right. Okay, it was nice conversation actually, and nice arguments. I will maybe read more about this topic and see what convinced me more.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean, like I said, we're not trying to convince you, but thanks for coming in, and you're welcome here anytime. You've been really chill. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I have another question, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
It's not exactly about having flat Earth, but it's similar, Yani, in those topics. Do you guys think that there is more land, or I mean, like for now, they say that we have seven, I don't know what to call it, like Asia,
7
America.
continents. Yeah,
Yeah. Do you
continents.
think that there is
Mhm.
more in this Earth?
I have no idea. There are people out there that think that the Earth is much, much, much more vast than we kind of can tell that it is. And there's all kinds of land all over the place, but they have no way of proving that. That's a complete speculation. It's just an idea. I don't think that there's more than I think what we've set foot on, but I could be very, very wrong. And I mean, there are old maps. Believe it or not, there's a lot of old maps that have land masses on them that are not on our maps today. And I'm saying that they're underwater. It's just that they removed them from the map, which is very interesting, right? So, still within the size of the Earth that you would kind of imagine it to be on a map, but there is land in places that there isn't anymore, according to the maps. So, I mean, I think that's interesting. A lot of it is in the north. But no, I mean, if you're going to ask me, I don't think there's much more land. No.
Hmm. Do you think that if there is more, would it, yani, appear in the satellite?
Well, that's the thing. So the satellite, right? Like, let's say that just for the sake of argument, that there's something in the sky that's taking pictures of the Earth. The distance that these objects are supposed to be are not going to be far enough away where you could recognize all of the land masses at one time. They are very close and they take strips of data because they want accuracy. They're not really worried about the big picture. So they would rather be closer than farther away. And so they take sections of the Earth in small bits and then they put the pieces of the puzzle together. But even those photographs, they don't take those photographs and then transfer them onto anything that you could probably recognize as the Earth. I imagine what they would have is a large flat readout, because that's how the pictures are taken. They're taken from directly above at 90 degrees. So whatever they take pictures of is going to be flat, but I digress. Who knows if they've seen more land with whatever they have in the air taking pictures? I don't know. There's enough stuff on Google Earth. If you get on Google Earth, there's all kinds of interesting things that they find through the aerial footage that they have of the Earth that people have to go investigate it. There's a lot of stuff that's like we've never discovered before, or something that's hidden, things that disappear. Google Earth is fascinating that way, but they've captured a heck of a lot from the photographs that they've taken of the surface.
All right. Okay, guys. Thanks you for your time.